May I request our Director, Dr. Debashis Sanyal, kindly welcome our Chief Guest, Mr. Dhruv Agarwala, with a bouquet.
May I now request our Chief Guest, Mr. Dhruv Agarwala, to kindly light the inaugural lamp to mark an auspicious beginning to the program. May I also request dignitaries on the dais to join.
Thank you, sir. May I now request the Director, Great Lakes Institute of Management, to kindly agree to preside over the function on behalf of our Chairman, Mr. Mohan Lakhamraju.
Thank you. I now declare the convocation open.
May I now request the Director to kindly welcome the gathering and present his report.
Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Dhruv Agarwala, Founder and CEO, REA India, Mr. Mohan Lakhamraju, Chairman, Great Lakes Institute of Management, Dr. Umashankar Venkatesh, Program Director, PGPM, Dr. Prakash Singh, Program Director, PGDM, Mr. Gautam Lakhamraju, CEO, distinguished guests, faculty members, colleagues, members of the staff, parents and friends of this fine group of graduates, I offer my greetings and welcome you. I welcome to the convocation ceremony of the Great Lakes Class of 2022. I would first like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Dhruv Agarwala for accepting our invitation and being with us for the convocation 2022. It is a great honor not only for the students but also for the team at Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon. Dear graduates, a big congratulations to you. It's a highly auspicious day for all of us gathered here, as graduating today are two batches that have turned the tide and brought stellar outcomes on the heel of one of the toughest times the society has recently seen. Be it academic excellence, extracurricular, numerous competitions, or placements, the class of 2022 has set benchmark for batches to come. What you have learned during your time at Great Lakes, use this to lay the foundation of what will be a long and successful career. Find your true north and don't back down before you get there. Always be true to yourself and to the values that you have inculcated, and continue to be determined, be inquisitive, hardworking and emphatic. I always want you to remember that you are a class apart from the rest and so much more than just another management graduate. So be steadfast, stand firm with your conviction and ethics and leave a mark wherever you go. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon, I have now the honor to present the highlight of the school during the year 21-22. Growth of the institute. Established in 2010, the Great Lakes Institute of Management in Gurgaon was set up to cater to the dynamic business needs of the constantly evolving India and global economy. What we have been consistently innovative and offered cutting-edge programs leveraging deep engagement with the industry. Since its inception, Great Lakes Institute of Management Gurgaon has reached new heights and is recognized as one of the top B schools in the Indian management education landscape, known for its quality and innovation. The National HRD Network pegged us among the top 5 emerging B schools way back in 2019. Our PGPM is now ranked 12th in the country among one-year programs. At the Indian Management Conclave 2019, for our best practice in attracting quality faculty, we were handed over an award by the former President of India, late Sri Pranab Mukherjee. The Industry Academic Conference in 2020 recognized us for our cutting-edge curriculum. The PGDM got accredited by NBA and recognized as MBA equivalent by AIU in 2021. This year we also entered NRIF ranking and have been listed among the top 52 management institutes across the country. I am happy to inform you that we have been recently granted AICTE approval for the commencement of our PhD program. We have also received approval for online program for 20,000 students and also an additional section of 60 for PGDM next year. Accreditation. Great Lakes Gurgaon obtained the prestigious accreditation in 2019. We have been the youngest institution to achieve this distinction. We have also obtained the NBA accreditation with autonomous status for our 2 years full-time postgraduate diploma in management PGDM. It's a great achievement as we can now start innovative program on new age requirements, online programs and PhD fellowship programs. I would like to extend my special thanks to the Great Lakes Gurgaon faculty and staff member for the hard work they have put in and to the senior management for all their support. I will be failing short in my duty if I don't mention the sustained hard work of the accreditation committee members, Dr. Ravindra Oja, Mr. Gautam Lakhamraju, Mr. Samiran Barao, Mr. Shankar Iyer, Ms. Sweta Puri and Ms. Priyanka. My thanks also goes to Dr. Jones Matthew, chairman of the committee, who has effectively led the team towards a successful accreditation process. The PGDM program has also been recognized as an MBA equivalent program by Association of Indian University, AIU. Dr. Umashankar Venkatesh needs special mention for the initiative he has taken in this regard. I am also happy to report the school has received the AACSB membership and also received eligibility to get accredited. Since GLEAM Gurgaon has completed one loop of assurance of learning, I am confident the school should be able to obtain this prestigious accreditation in a record time, positively by end 2023 or beginning 2024. Award and recognition. Great Lakes Gurgaon over the years have been receiving numerous awards and recognition. 2021-22 was no different. Some of the award and recognition are: we participated for the first time in NRIF ranking and we stood 52nd among 751 B schools of India. We are now among the top 7% management institutions in the country. CLIM Journal of Management Review and Transformations have been indexed in JGate logo. First ever GLEAM Gurgaon Research Exhibition was held to showcase publication of the faculty members. 1 year business management program has been once again ranked as 12th by Business World. We were awarded for contributing valuable and exemplary work to the Education Committee at Education Leadership Award Ceremony. We have been ranked 10th best institute in North India by Business World for our PGDM program, research and publication. I'm happy to report that, like previous years, this year 2021-22 also witnessed our faculty writing for highly ranked peer-reviewed journals. The total number of publications has increased to 100 plus during the academic year 2021-22. It's a great achievement, I say. This year we witnessed appreciable increase in quality of publication. The total number of 42 journals published in A-star, A and B categories and cases through highly reputed case clearing house. Luminaire Research Symposium. GLIM launched Luminaire Research Symposium, a first of its kind in India, to augment research and to help students across the country with their research work by receiving good quality feedback and experiencing high quality research presentation. So the symposium is a platform for researchers for management domain and allied disciplines to present their current research to a panel of experts and receive high quality feedback. The symposium also includes a dedicated session by an eminent speaker to deliver talks on research relevant topics. The Institute is committed to use this platform to help the PhD and other researchers to enhance their research knowledge, skill and abilities. Journal. Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon launched the GLIM Journal of Management Review and Transformation in 2021. Dr. Akhtar Mahuddin is the managing editor of the journal, and the editor board is governed by eminent scholars, including Professor Swaminathan from Kellogg School of Management, Dr. Elizabeth Rose from Leeds University, Professor Shiva and Professor Devika from Rice University, Professor Sudhakar Balachandran from University of Illinois Chicago, and Professor Ajay Pandey from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. The journal aims to attract articles that addresses issues that industry is currently facing. The journal is powered by Sage Spectrum. It is also indexed by JGate, Journal of Infrastructure Development. The purpose of this peer-reviewed journal is to carry out informed public debate on the infrastructure policy, given that in most developing countries, infrastructure is as much related to policy as it to the market. The journal provides a platform for healthy trade and debate regarding new ideas in infrastructure sector. Professor Bappaditya is the managing editor of this journal. The journal is biannual. The journal is a member of the Committee of Public Ethics and is indexed in DivDev, Dutch KB, EBSCO, Indian Citation Index, and JGate. Students' achievement. Students are the ultimate asset of any educational institution, and the students of Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon, are no less. Our students have not only proved their caliber in academic and extracurricular activity on the campus, but have also shown aggressive participation in events and competition at other colleges and institutes, and have returned with numerous awards in Tau. This year we have students participating in competition at prestigious institutes such as FMS, top IMs and many others, along with competition held by corporates. This year we had 85 plus students achievement, which is a record by itself. Some of the students who have showcased their competitive streak across various national level competition in the last academic year include Shakshi Bansal, Sonakshi Srivastava, Marisha Signal, Mohammad Ghani, Naman Anand, Somya Jain, Sakit Chaudhary, Devesh Gupta, Suvi Saxena, Keshav Dameni, Gunjan, Ahuja, Hitesh K, Apurva Verma, Nikhil Bharadwaj, Ganeshwar Malhotra, Pujan Das, Disha Dua, Ankit Jain, Vanshika Nagpal, Anurag Pandey, Manaswi, and many more. Management Development Program. The faculty of Great Lakes Institute of Gurgaon have shown participation in delivering Management Development Program for a number of organizations. Few of the Management Development Program that we held, we were able to conduct successfully includes Art of Influencing for Senior Executive of Indian Oil Corporation. The program was conducted by Professor Dr. Ahindra Chakrabarti, Professor Purnima Gupta, and Professor Anirban Chaudhary. We also had a work-life balance and creativity in problem solving for 21 senior managers and deputy general managers of Uttarakhand Vayudut Nigam, Jal Nigam. The entire list can be available at the print. You can see the entire list in the print copy of the director's report. Events, Sapient 2021. Great Lakes Institute of Management, Gurgaon organized its annual management conclave Sapient 2021 between 24th of November and 9th December 2021. The theme of this year's conclave was Purpose-Driven Business in Post-Pandemic World. The keynote address was given by Mr. Sudhir Rajpal, ACS Civil Aviation Department and CEO Gurgaon Metropolitan Development. The virtual conclave had one keynote speaker, 6 panel discussions with 25 eminent industry speakers. CREST 10.0. Great Lakes Institute of Management Gurgaon organized its annual management festival CREST 10.0 on 20th and 21st January 2022. The event was graced by Chief Guest Mr. Sudhir S., Vice President at Tata Telecommunications. Over 7,000 young management aspirants from prestigious business schools around the country participated in different stages of this 7 CREST competition. I would fail in my duty if I don't mention the name of Dr. Kirti Sharma for conducting these 2 events very successfully. 12th Foundation Day. Great Lakes Institute of Management Gurgaon celebrated its 12th Foundation Day with a million of performance and events. The first ever GLIM Gurgaon research examination was also organized to recognize the research contribution of our faculty members on this occasion. The chief guest for the events was Ms. Dr. Raja Datta, Country Head, Devices and Services Partnership, Southeast Asia and India of Google's. The employees were facilitated for their devoted service to the Institute and display of exemplary performance over the past years. International Yoga Day. International Yoga Day was celebrated at Great Lakes Institute of Management, Great Lakes Gurgaon Campus, Amphitheatre on 21st June 2022. Students along with Professor S.K. Palan, Professor Purnima Gupta and Dr. Vishal Dagar participated in this event. The event was facilitated by Professor S.K. Palan and student volunteers. Industry engagement. At Great Lakes Gurgaon, we appreciate the need of business school to be relevant to the contemporary industry needs. For this, it is imperative to have a vibrant industry engagement, which we strive to achieve through management conclave, panel discussion, industry life project, and guest lecture. Throughout the academic year 2021, top industry executives have engaged with our students across different platforms, including special talks, guest lecture, panel discussions, and classroom teaching. The list of industry's experts and speakers can be seen in the print copy of this report. Faculty achievements. The faculty of Great Lakes Gurgaon have been very active in all of these aspects that include publishing research paper, conference presentation, international teaching assignment, collaborative research project with faculty and other institutions, speaking engagement in industry and academic platform, membership of editorial board, committees and corporate social responsibilities, etc. The entire list of the contribution of the faculty members can be referred to the print list of this report. Journal articles. Academic year 21-22 witnessed a total of 104 publications by faculty members that includes 1A star, 5A and 25B category journals. Case study published to leading Ivy publication, John Molson Business School Canada and JAMR. The detail of the publication is again given in the director's report. We had 7 research seminars were conducted throughout the year by internal faculty and external research scholars, new faculty. So, since its inception, Great Lakes Gurgaon had made no compromise in hiring and maintaining intellectual capital in the form of faculty coming from rich academic as well as industry background. Faculty joining in 21-22 include Dr. Bianca Roy as associate professor in the area of operation. She has completed her PhD in trade analytics. She has done her master's in economics from University of Calcutta, wherein she was a university rank holder and was conferred a gold medal for her distinguished achievement in her MBA. She is a seasoned academician, researcher, and consultant with over 18 years of in-depth experience in the field of business analytics. Dr. Bianca has also conducted several consulting projects and training programs for marketing and HR analytics. Dr. Jagrati Arora joined as assistant professor in the area of finance and accounting. She holds a PhD from Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow. She completed her master's from Delhi School of Economics and BCom honors degree from Lady Sri Ram College for Women's University of Delhi. Her current research interests include behavioral finance, financial literacy, and financial accounting. She has several publications to her credit in international peer-reviewed journals. She is also a reviewer of some prestigious journals like Managerial Finance. Joining the proud cohort, we have Dr. Vishal Dagar in the area of economics. He completed his PhD in economics from MIT University and was awarded a postdoctoral fellowship from Radisson University, Canada. Dr. Dagar has worked as a data scientist with Absolute Data Research and Analytics Private Limited, junior economist with World Bank, senior research fellow at Agricultural Economic Research Center, University of Delhi. He has published various research articles in A-star, A and B category international journals. He has reviewed over 150 research papers for over 50 of world's leading and top-notch journals. Dr. Madhulika Saxena joined as adjunct faculty for business communication. She has completed her master's and MPhil in English from the English and Foreign Language University, Hyderabad, and a PhD from IIT Mumbai. She has more than 15 years of experience in academic and corporate sector placement. This year, 2022, saw 280 Great Lakers participating in the placement process across both programs. We have also had a number of murky as well as new recruiters on the campus offering lucrative roles across various functions such as consulting, analytics, sales, and marketing, finance and operation, and product management. Accenture, Cognizant, Deloitte, Genpact, Infosys, KPMG, Byju's, LTI, Paytm, TCS, Great Learning, and Tag Analytics were some of the key recruiters on the campus. PGPM placement highlights. Largest recruiter of PGPM was Accenture, followed by Deloitte. First-time recruiter Paytm made 23 offers for analytics role. Significant increase on overall compensation level as well as quality of offer. Highest domestic CTC offer was 20.24 annum by leading multinational consulting firm. Average CTC offer in the class of 22 was INR 15.6 lakhs. Average post-MBA CTC was 3.13 times the pre-MBA CTC for PGPM Class of 2022. PGDM placement highlights. Recruiters by multi-companies across BFSI, consulting, IT, ITES, Internet business, and analytics. Bank of America, Byju's, Cognizant, Darwin, Box, Deloitte, Gartner, and many more participated in the process. Large number of offers by firms like Deloitte USA and India, Infosys, Bank of America, KPMG, Cognizant, Gartner, L&T was there. Highest domestic CTC offered was 17.9 lakhs per annum by leading multinational consulting firm. Average CTC offer to the class of 2022 was INR 10.53 lakhs. Graduating students. I am proud to see 284 students, 135 in PGPM, out of which 90 are male and 45 are female, and 149 in PGDM, out of which 69 are male and 80 are female, with 33% female in PGPM and 54% in PGDM graduating today. Joining the highly accomplished family of GLIM alumni who has left an important mark in the world of business. The first time that PGDM have more female students, 54%, graduating against male students, 46%. Today, GLIM is proud of its alumni pool of over 8,000 great leaguers spread over 30 plus countries from both the campus. Praised is some of the finest organizations to bring their management courses with leading companies. And appeal. Remember, we are in an era of deep and profound changes, which is driven by exponential technology that includes augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, robotics, digital biology, data science, etc. Does not display a linear growth pattern. Exponential technology represents infinite possibility. We are now into the world of metaverse. It's a totally different world. It's persistent online 3D universe and that combines multiple different virtual spaces. You can think of it as a future interaction of the internet. The metaverse will allow users to work, meet, game, and socialize together in this 3D space.
Thank you, sir. Late Dr. Bala Balachandran was the founder and dean of Great Lakes Institute of Management. We would like to present a small video to give a tribute to him and pass on his message to all the graduates.
It is a great occasion for all of you, since you have turned into a major chapter in your life after graduation, with some of our faculty from all over the world imparting your education. Now it is time to deliver. As you graduate on this particular day, your responsibility and accountability is getting enhanced. You are to deliver as ambassadors of Great Lakes into the world, as real leaders which this country needs. It is my proud pleasure and privilege to wish you the very best in your life and at the same time congratulate you wholeheartedly. As a matter of fact, you are moving into a great part of the life, and first of all you have to be very grateful to a few people. Number one is nobody other than your own mother. Without her, you don't exist. Similarly, she has given so much of her life to you in raising you up and at the same time making you a master's in business administration. The dad was tremendously supporting you. But most importantly, when you really go and be grateful and assure them that you are going to take care of them at their older age, there is also another person you have to think about it. And that is the very first teacher who taught you the basics, and including the letter alphabets and all those stuff, the primary, kindergarten, whatever class you can say. I do believe that you should go and thank them for what you are right now. And there is a series of gurus, and if you take care of Mata, Pita and Guru, automatically Devam takes care of you. As you launch into your new world, I do want you to know your commitment and passion to your company where you are joining is extremely important. As I say, we have some fundamental values. You have the aptitude to get into higher education, especially in the management education, and you got this MBA degree. But that aptitude is not enough. But that aptitude combined with attitude of having good values, commitment to the company, commitment to your family, commitment to the society is extremely important. And that aptitude with this attitude decide the altitude that you want to go. The sky is the limit, and you see the horizons are there for you to conquer. But as you go nearer and nearer to the horizon, you see the horizon is getting farther and farther. And that is the way the life is all about. It's a journey, not an event. And I do want you to take this particular journey into a great thing. I want you to understand fundamental values the Great Lakes is putting. Yes, passion is important, but passion with compassion is more important. Yes, your abilities, skill set, and all the learning that you did is important, but that abilities with mobility is more important. Yes, you have a sort of a success, you got it, but that success alone is not is enough. But that success with integrity is more important. In these days of corruption and all kinds of chaos and what is in for me, think about what is in for us. It is a society we are living, and it is not just you. I do believe that there is so much of values that you got from your parents, from your teacher, from Great Lakes, and all the faculty and staff. And please put them into some kind of what Bhagavad Gita say, karmanyavadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana, ma karma palaheturbhu madho sandas sokarmani. Think of your duty. The job is a joy. Do this thing not for money, not for fame, not for reputation. You do your duty. Automatically the returns will automatically come. I do wish you the very, very best, and I know that you are going to do a lot of things. And also think about being an entrepreneur. Job creation is more important than job consumption. Wealth creation is more important than wealth consumption. God bless you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind and Jai Great Lakes. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Due to some unavoidable circumstances, our chairman, Mr. Mohan Lakhamraju, is unable to join us today. So I would request Dr. Jones Matthew to read out the message sent by him.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to all the graduates and their parents and relatives. It's my privilege to read out our chairman, Mr. Mohan Lakhamraju's message to this audience. At the outset, I offer my pranam to our beloved Dr. Bala, who we just heard. I know he is watching us and sharing his blessings with us like he always has. I extend a very warm welcome to our chief guest, Shri Dhruv Agarwala, a highly accomplished individual, successful entrepreneur, global business leader, and a dear personal friend for over a decade now. His personal transformation is an inspiration for me, as I'm sure it will be for you as well. My warm welcome back to all our dear students and their respected parents. Thanks for making this a priority and being here. It is an occasion that you will always remember, so I'm glad you could make it. My greetings to our director, Dr. Sanyal, all our esteemed faculty members, and the entire Great Lakes Gurgaon family. I apologize for not being there in person, as my daughter is taking her SAT exam today at this very moment, and I needed to be with her. I thank Dr. Sanyal for graciously sharing my thoughts with you. And on behalf of Dr. Sanyal, it's my privilege to do so. At the outset, I would like to share my hearty congratulations with all the students who are receiving their degrees today, and their parents and loved ones gathered here and at home. Students, you have worked hard for this success, and you deserve to bask in the glory of this achievement. This will be an occasion that you will always cherish, as it marks the culmination of a very intense period of learning and personal growth for you, one that most of you may never experience in your life. I know I have not had anything like my MBA experience in the 17 years since I graduated. So you've learned a lot of things, got a lot of exposure and guidance, built some skills, and got yourselves promising jobs to set off on your career path. Going forward, the attitude with which you approach your life and career and how well you use it, what you've gained and how well you continue to learn will determine how the future unfolds for you. I'm sure you will receive several pearls of wisdom from our chief guest, Mr. Agarwala. So I'll limit myself to sharing just two of my core beliefs, which I have practiced diligently and they've been immensely beneficial to me. Number one, play the long game. What I mean by this is to optimize for the long term and not for the near term. Life and career, God willing, are very long and it pays to think long term. Whether it is about your career changes, your investments, your choice of life partner, investing in yourself, your health, etc. Having this perspective will give you a lot of clarity in decision making and choosing between alternatives. Optimizing for the long term allows you to benefit from the power of compounding. Compounding of knowledge, experience, capabilities, networks, credibility, and relationships. Thinking long term makes time your friend. Conversely, thinking short term makes time your enemy, and it's always better to have time on your side. Achieving meaningful things takes time, and giving yourself that time lets you aim big. If you always think short term, you end up making only incremental progress and may miss the big swings. As they say, fortune favors the prepared. The more prepared I am, the luckier I get. In building Great Lakes and great learning, it has really helped us to think long term. Everything from the kind of people we were able to attract, to the culture we have built, and to how effectively and efficiently we are able to realize our goals. I tend to think in 5-year chunks and nothing shorter than that. The numbers 2 point that I'd like to share with you is own your future and your destiny. By this I mean that you should always take responsibility for what happens to you. It is very easy to blame others for what happens to you. Something didn't happen due to a boss, an organization, a team, a competitor, and so on. When you do that, you're essentially disempowering yourself, conceding power over yourself to an external entity that you don't control and can't control. On the other hand, when you own this responsibility, you're empowering yourself and will always think about and do what needs to be done. If I look objectively at my past 20 years, there are many more things that did not work out for me than those that did. But having this ownership attitude helped ensure that enough big things worked out for me that the other things didn't matter. If I blamed others for the failures, felt like a victim, and wallowed in self-pity, I wouldn't have tried as many things as I did and given myself the chance to get the wins that I did. I hope these ideas make sense to you and you're able to reflect on them at key decision points. All of us here at Great Lakes will always be cheering for you, no matter where you are, and rooting for your success. Do keep us posted about your journeys, which I'm sure will be wonderful. Do visit us once in a while and pass on your experiences to your juniors, like those before you did, for you. With that, I congratulate you once again and wish you the very best for your future. Jai Hind and Jai Great Lakes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Dhruv Agarwala is the co-founder and CEO of REA India, the owner of digital real estate platforms Housing.com, Makaan.com and PropTiger.com. A serial entrepreneur who is one of the pioneers of the PropTech industry in India, Mr. Agarwala has been instrumental in starting successful ventures across a wide spectrum of domains, including education, mining and fintech. He co-founded PropTiger.com in 2011 with the objective of making the home buying process transparent and simple for consumers in India. After the early success of this brand, the company under his leadership acquired Housing.com, Makaan.com, Out-of-Box Interactions, 3D Fi and FastFox to expand its footprints in the digital real estate domain. Credited with transforming the position of his homegrown company into a leading brand that is now owned by REA Group, along with global communications giant News Corp, Mr. Agarwala spearheaded a movement that resulted in REA India's entry into the top league. In the past, he has been the CEO of General Electric's infrastructure business in India and has also led institutional sales function for GE in India. Prior to that, he held multiple senior positions with the company in the US. He left GE in 2006 to start his entrepreneurial journey in the internet space, co-founding iTrust Financial Advisors, an online financial advisory company which was later acquired by Kavi. An avid supporter of the entrepreneurial ecosystem in India, he has also been supporting startups in the capacity of a mentor, an angel investor, and an advisor. Mr. Agarwala is also a firm believer in building and sustaining long-term relationships. This philosophy is reflected in his consistent support to many of his former colleagues as they launch their new ventures. He is an alumnus of Northwestern University and Stanford University, where he completed his bachelor's and master's degree, respectively, in material science and engineering. He also holds an MBA from Harvard Business School. A food lover, he enjoys reading and traveling in his personal time. He is also an inspiration for REA India as a fitness aficionado, providing his team with serious health goals through his own personal transformation. I now request Mr. Agarwala to address the gathering.
Thank you very much. Hope I'm audible. Dr. Sanyal, that was an excellent speech, and I think it was a great lesson in grit for all of us. I think despite everything, I think you continued and finished till the end. So thank you very much for that lesson. Good morning, graduating students, parents, faculty members, Dr. Umashankar, Dr. Sanyal, Dr. Prakash, Mr. Lakhamraju. I'm indeed privileged to be speaking to you this morning. When I still remember the class I attended about, I think it's been more than 30 years, with Bala, as he was affectionately called, Professor Balachandran, at Northwestern. It was a class in accounting, as boring and drab a subject as it can get, at least for me. But Bala's enthusiasm, his energy was mind-blowing. It almost seemed that someone had put a gas turbine on his backside. That's the kind of energy Bala exuded, right? And it's indeed an honor today to be standing here delivering a convocation address, which is a very, very special moment for all of you here today. Deliver the convocation address at an institute, which he's lovingly founded and nurtured. When Mohan asked me to speak today, I was like, you know what? I'm not a great public speaker to begin with. I still get very nervous in front of large audiences, so pardon me if I fumble. And I said, what can I really say? You have extremely talented faculty here who've taught you so many things over the last couple of years. So how can I really add value over and beyond that, in just matter of 20 to 30 minutes? So I said, look, I think one of the best things to do today is not sort of bother you with yet another lecture. A lot has been said, lots of great lessons from what Dr. Sanyal said, in Mohan's message. So I thought what I'll do is I'll just share a few stories, from my life. I always enjoy stories. It's always fun to tell them. It's always fun to hear them. And then, maybe draw some lessons from those for you. And then I obviously, those stories will illustrate a few sort of hacks, as I would like to call it, that I follow in life, typically. I think the first hack, which I would really talk about, it's called, somebody, I think Naval Ravikant has called it the uphill, razor. Razor means a shortcut, to kind of make decisions. It's like a mental model, right? And for me, that hack is whenever you're faced with two choices, right? Always pick the one which seems more difficult in the here and now. It's more arduous, it's not so obvious, seems more riskier. And believe me, you will find that at the end of it, you will be rewarded much more for that than for picking the path, which seems easier, requires less effort, and seems more obvious. Because if that were the case, everybody would be down that path anyways. So I have a very interesting, story for you. This was back in 2014 when we had, I think it was 2 years after I had founded PropTiger. I don't know how many of you know, but I think many of you might know that in 2013, the residential real estate sector really went into a deep recession. There was a lot of mistrust, mis-selling happening in the sector, and demand just fell off the cliff. And there we were, about 6 months away from cash out in the business, about 300 employees whose salaries we needed to pay. And our existing investors, blue chip investors again, SEF Partners, Axel, SoftBank, many of them were there, but they just could not build conviction around what would happen in the sector. But it was serendipitous that, one of our old acquaintances during my first startup, which, we spoke about, which was a fintech startup, he reached out to us. In fact, here I would just sort of take a pause and talk about, what Bala just said in the video just played, that your net worth is really your network, right? So this person serendipitously reached out to us. His name was Raju Narisetti. Many of you might know. He was the founding editor for Mint in India. And he reached out to us and said, hey, Dhruv, News Corp, the global media giant, you know them for Wall Street Journal and Fox News and stuff. Didn't know that they ran digital real estate businesses as well. He said they want to basically invest in your business, or consider investing in your business. So why don't we chat? And I was like, you know what, he's wasting my time. He probably wants to just learn something and it's not going to come off, nothing's going to come off it. So anyways, I was traveling to the US, to take my kids to summer school. And so I told Raju, hey, I'm in the US, if you like, I'm happy to come, meet you. And there I was, at the corporate headquarters of News Corp, on 6th Avenue in the US. And I was presenting my business plan to the entire biz dev team, which, they loved the presentation. Then subsequently to the CEO, a guy called Robert Thompson, who reports directly to Rupert Murdoch. And then after that, to the CTO and everybody. So at the end of that meeting, within like 48 hours, they gave us a term sheet for for investing $30 million in our company at a valuation of, for 25% of the company, which is basically close to a, $100 million valuation. And I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it that, something just fell in my lap that easily. And this was around, early July of 2014. And then what happened, they came to India, spent a lot of time doing due diligence, everything was fine, all the boxes were ticked. And then in September, I still remember of that year, we were all going to celebrate a closing dinner. That is to celebrate the closing of the financing. And then their CFO, who was an Indian person called Ajay Singh Bedi. So Bedi basically said, hey, I can't make it for dinner, and all my investors were waiting. We were at the Imperial Hotel in Delhi, and the dinner never happened. I mean, the dinner happened, but the closing didn't happen. And then Raju said, hey, Dhruv, you need to come to the US because we have a problem. And so I showed up. And there was Bedi telling me that, Dhruv, you know what? I was in India, and I've got cold feet. The real estate sector is really in the doldrums. We don't know when this is going to come out. I don't think it's a good time to invest this much of capital. This was September, mind you, and November was when we were going to be cash out. I said, Bedi, you can't do this to me because we're just 2 months away, from cash out. And you're telling me this at this moment that, you're reconsidering. Anyways, he said that, Dhruv, you know what, at best I can give you a couple of $1 million, get a small stake in the company, things go well, then maybe we can look at it at another date. And I was like, this $2 million is not really going to help me, but what choice did I have, right? So at that point, Raju said that, Dhruv, here's an opportunity for you. I can arrange a meeting for you with Rupert himself. man of 84 years old. He's a billionaire, a legend. I was like meeting Rupert, seriously. I mean, I don't think I can handle that. He said, no, Dhruv, hear me out. He said, if he likes you, you will get the $30 million. If he doesn't like you, then of course, even if Bedi wants to give you $2 million, it's not going to happen. So make your choice. And that's what I mean, you will be faced with such situations in life where you have to make these decisions. I could have, taken a cop out and basically said, okay, I'll take the couple of $1 million, go try and do something with that and then find more capital, which I think would have been impossible because we were at that point in time also entering into a funding winter for startups. There was no way I was going to raise that. But the thought did cross my mind that, look, just live to fight another day. Or the choice was to go meet Rupert and then literally say, okay, take the risk. If he likes me, I get the money. If not, then, I'm staring at mortality in 2 months' time. But there was just no way I was going to raise capital in 2 months. So there I was. I spent a week preparing. Someone also spoke about, you have to be prepared in life for everything. You just can't, all the good fortune happens, for the prepared. I spent a week just figuring out what am I going to tell him? What are my first lines going to be? I said, I've never met a billionaire before in my life. I don't know how I'm going to even address him. So anyways, I thought of something. So I walked into his office, large office, sitting, he was sitting on his desk. And he got up, came around and shook my hands, which I thought was very courteous of him. He didn't need to do that. But that made me feel at ease. And I shook his hands firmly and I said, at that time I was calling him Mr. Murdoch. By the end of the conversation, I was calling him Rupert. I said, Mr. Murdoch, nice to see you again. So he again piqued his interest. He says, where have I met you before? I said, look, you might remember you came to Harvard Business School, back in 2001 to teach a case on B Sky B. And, I introduced you in class. So he was like, really? He said, yeah, I think I remember. I knew he didn't remember, but he had to say that, right? He didn't want to say that, look, I'm 84 years old and I can't remember stuff, right? He said, of course I remember. And that built the instant connect, right? So for the next 30 minutes, we just spoke about everything under the sun but the business. And that's what it is. When you meet people, don't always get to the business piece of things immediately. Build a connect. Speak about everything else. They get to gauge you, who you are as a person. You get to gauge who they are as a person. Anyways, 5 minutes left in the conversation because we had a slot for half an hour. I'm like, Rupert's not asked me anything about the business. Maybe it was just, a meeting to make me feel good. My consolation prize was going to be meeting Rupert. There's no money coming, right? Then in the last 5 minutes, he asked me one question. So he said, Dhruv, how much are we investing? I said, we're investing 30 million. So he has this small notepad, which he still carries, and he writes only the critical things on that notepad. So I could see him write a big sort of 30 in there. And when he said, how much of the company are we getting? I said 25%. So I could see him write the 25%, right? Then he said, Dhruv, why should I invest in your business? So I said, Rupert, you invested in REA, which was just described, REA India. It's actually REA, so we are part of REA now globally. So I said, you invested in the REA group in Australia when it was worth $100 million, and today it has a market cap of $5 billion, right? Australia has a population of 25 million. Look at India. We have a population of 1.2 billion people. So I used financial jargon. I said, Rupert, essentially you're buying a $30 million call option on a 10 billion opportunity. That's all I said. And then he just sort of looked at Raju, who was also with me in the room, saying, why aren't we doing the deal? He said, Bedi's got cold feet. And then he said, oh, if Bedi has cold feet, tell him I'll put in my own money. I think that was a signal for Raju that, okay, Rupert sold. He said, Dhruv, I think we should leave. I said, sure, it's fine. So I got up, Rupert put his arms around my shoulder and said, Dhruv, we'll find a way to get it done. If Bedi doesn't want to put in money, I'll put in my own money. And, I walked out of the room, and within 60 minutes, within an hour, I got a call from Raju saying that Rupert's called everybody in the company and said the deal's happening. And then within, I think, 1 month, everything moved and I got the capital. So for me, it's a reason why I shared this story with you is that there are these big moments in your life which are going to present themselves. They can be turning points in your life. And if you choose the easy path, you will not end up getting the kind of outcomes you've been aspiring for. So if you think big, you have to work hard, you have to take difficult decisions, and you have to take the least trodden path to get there. So for me, that was a big turning point and a big hack. So now, whenever I'm presented with two decisions, or I'm at a crossroad and I have to pick a path, I pick the difficult path. Not easy, but very, very effective. I think the second hack I want to share with you is the hack of persistence, right? Or grit, as we just saw. Dr. Sanyal just demonstrated that. Can't do it once, do it again. If you can't do it again, do it a third time. Do it till you succeed. There's a lot of value in persistence. And again, I'm going to share a story because, as I said, I love to tell stories. I love to hear stories. And hopefully, the stories are entertaining. So you're listening to me. I'm hoping sincerely. So this was in 2015, right? News Corp had already invested in our business. We were on a growth path. And we said, now we have the capital. We need to expand. We need to grow. And we were looking at acquisitions. We acquired Makaan.com, but we weren't too happy with that acquisition. It was a number 7, 8 player in the market. Didn't really move the needle for us. Our eyes were on housing.com. I'm sure many of you know housing currently. Many of you know housing, what it was back in 2014-15, right? It was founded by 12 co-founders from IIT. They had built an amazing product. I think it was a fantastic product, really jolted the incumbents in this space. They built a fantastic brand, great consumer experience, and everybody was really, really, very, very enthusiastic about the prospects of the company. However, they ran into trouble. I think, there was a public spat between the founder, one of the founders, and the biggest investor, which is SoftBank. As a result of which, the founders left the company, most of them, a couple of them were left. And SoftBank essentially wanted to get rid of that asset. And we felt this was the opportune time for us. So SoftBank actually called me to their office in Japan. They literally called me in the morning. I remember this was October sometime in 2015, and said, "Hey, Dhruv, we got to fly to Japan tomorrow." I said, "Do you realize I need a visa?" Right? They said, no, but we'll get you the visa. I said, it's not that easy. In India, getting a visa is difficult. Anyways, they called up the Japanese embassy here, tried lots of things, ultimately didn't happen. So again, power of the network, as I was saying, I reached out to a friend who played golf with the Japanese consul general here. And so I managed to get my visa. There I was in Tokyo for literally a lunch meeting on my way to the US. And they said, hey, look, we think it's a great fit between housing and you guys. So why don't you think of acquiring it? So I said, sure. I said, look, it's October. It's going to soon be Thanksgiving. Then it's going to be Christmas. All of that. I don't think it's going anywhere now. Let's sort of pick up the threads on this in the new year. So there I was in, February of 2016 in San Carlos, which is the international headquarters for SoftBank, which is just outside of Palo Alto. For a big meeting where there was going to be Nikesh Arora, the vice chairman of SoftBank, the entire SoftBank team, the housing team. From our side, I was there. I had my CFO. I had the News Corp team as well. And we had a lovely session. We spent like a day presenting our business. They presented their business. And at the end of the day, we said, look, I think it's great for us to merge. And it can be a game changer for both the businesses. However, then, Nikesh came into the meeting and put his terms on the table. He said it's going to be a 50-50 merger and we're going to have co-CEOs. The housing CEO and you are going to be co-CEOs. So we were like, okay, co-CEOs never work, as you know, right? You have to have, at the end of the day, one person who takes a decision and makes the final call on things. It's good to be consultative. It's good to have a team. But at the end, when crunch time comes, one person needs to decide, at least in the corporate world, right? So anyway, so I said this is a non-starter for us. News Corp said it's a non-starter. They said 50-50, expensive, but we can think about it, provided the first factor can be, sorted out. Anyways, I think they were very, very particular. They said, look, we're not budging. In fact, Nikesh called up Lachlan Murdoch, who was the vice chairman of News Corp, and said, look, Rupert and Masayoshi Son, from SoftBank, Masa and Rupert have done deals together in the past. It's going to be great for the companies. We know each other. Why aren't we doing this? He said, look, my teams basically said that this is not going to work, so it's not going to work. I was heartbroken, actually, because then Raju told me that, look, Dhruv, this is not going to happen. I was like, this is the real opportunity for me to change the direction of the business, to really, really get to that leadership position we had been aspiring for. So this was around, the no came in around April. And between April and June, I kept on going back to Raju saying, hey, let's do the deal. One fine day he called me and said, look, Dhruv, stop bothering me. It sounds like you don't have the confidence of building the business on your own, which is why you're talking about this acquisition all the time. It wasn't a very nice thing to hear, but I genuinely believed that, I was doing the right thing by persisting, right? Then came June of that year, this is June 2016, Nikesh Arora resigned from SoftBank, right? And I was like, wow, this could be just that little, ray of hope, or that little light at the end of the tunnel I was looking for. So I called up Raju and said, Raju, Nikesh has resigned, maybe we can get better terms. He said, Dhruv, just stop talking to me about this, right? And do what you want, but I'm not endorsing anything. So there I was, I'm like, okay, my biggest investor, the chairman of my board, has just told me he's not endorsing it. Do I just sit back and play dead, or do I do something about it? So again, a big lesson, right? Don't always take the hand you've been dealt as the final hand. You can change it. How well you play that hand is the key, right? I mean, that's the game of poker, as you all know. It's how you play the game, not the cards you've been dealt. So I said, okay, I'm going to do something about it. So I sent an unsolicited term sheet. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar. When I say unsolicited term sheet, meaning there was no discussion with SoftBank. They didn't ask for it. I sent it to them on my own without taking the approval of the board. And I sent in just two important things in the term sheet. One was the merger ratio was going to be 80-20 in our favor. Imagine going from 50-50 to 80-20, which means we would come together as a company, and as a combined entity, their shareholders would own 20% and we would hold 80%. Big up from the 50-50 they spoke about. And I said, no co-CEOs, I will be the CEO. And I sent that letter. I said, look, what? Worst case what? They'll read my email and press delete. So be it. Within half an hour, I get this phone call, and I have this very angry voice at the other end. Still remember that the person, great guy, a guy called Jonathan Bullock. We used to call him JB fondly. JB was screaming at me, Dhruv, are you kidding me? What have you just sent me? Are you serious? I said, JB, calm down. I've sent you something. If you don't like it, tell me what you don't like about it. Don't scream at me, right? So he says, okay. He says, how sure are you of getting this deal done? That's where I had to, say a bit of a white lie. Sometimes, you got to be smart. You don't have to blatantly lie, but you got to be very, very careful about how you position it. I said, look, if the deal is good, I will get it done. I have the support of my board, which was not the fact. But anyways, and I'm not endorsing that you do that. Your faculty members will say, I've undone everything, they have taught you over the last 2 years. Believe me, integrity is hygiene. So that's why I don't even talk about it. But this was more about getting a deal done and some kind of negotiation tactic. He says, fine. On the phone, he told me, agreed, you will be CEO. We don't have co-CEOs. And 80-20 is not acceptable, but 70-30 is. I almost fell off my chair. I said, you know what? It's gone from 50-50 to 70-30 in the span of one unsolicited email. I said, JB, this is a done deal. Now I'm holding you to it. He said, I'm sending you a signed term sheet right away. He sent me the signed term sheet, and when I sent it to Raju, he couldn't believe it. He said, Dhruv, at 70-30 and you being CEO, I think I can convince Lachlan. And that's exactly what happened. He went and convinced them, and we were able to acquire housing.com at a fantastic price for us. Now, the point again being that I could have easily given up. I could have easily said, my biggest shareholder, the chairman of my board is saying no, why should I do it? But I did not give up. I did everything I could, and I tried till the very end till I was successful. Maybe I had failed, but that's okay. I always say that, even if you fail, you must sort of go out, in a blaze of glory. There's no point in going out, without sort of making an impact. You got to make an impact either way. So anyway, that was one story, and today I'm proud to say that housing.com is the #1 platform for digital real estate in India. It is 80% of our group's total revenues in India. So I think for me, it's a great story of persistence, that trying and trying and trying leads to great outcomes. Never give up easily. How much time do I have? 2 minutes. Okay. So look, sorry, I had reserved the best for the last, but I'll take 5 minutes. Mohan mentioned something about my transformation, right? In his sort of address. And this is a quick story again, is where my biggest failure in life also became my biggest success. So in 2006, I would say, when I went down my entrepreneurial journey, first with iTrust, which was my fintech venture, followed by PropTech, housing, and all of that, I was immersed 24/7 in the business. What I neglected was family. What I neglected was my health. Bad idea. Don't do that, guys. Everyone tells, work-life balance. It doesn't mean anything. It's all about priority. If you prioritize yourself first, you'll make your family happy and you'll be good at work. So whether it's your mental health, whether it's your physical health, make sure it's in top gear and top shape all the time. Do not neglect that. I made that mistake. Last year, I was sitting in February and I was reflecting on my life, and I said, I've been a big failure. You know why? I had all these great academic credentials, which someone just read out. I built the leading digital real estate platform, in the country. I've had a fair bit of corporate success, and I'm happy for it. I have a happy family. Both my kids are in the US, but I was feeling very unfulfilled. I was very sad from within. You know why? I had become 151 kilos. Sounds funny, right? But that's exactly what it was. And every morning I would wake up, feeling terrible about myself. I was losing focus on work. I was worrying more about my health than I was worrying about the business or my kids or my family. And I used to go to bed at night actually fearing I might not wake up next morning. So I said, this is not the way one should lead one's life. I was on blood pressure medication, cholesterol, acid reflux, name it. I was not diabetic, but I was pre-diabetic, right? So I had pretty much everything going wrong for me at the age of 51, which is a very young age. As someone said, play the long game. And today, people are, look at Buffett at his age, what he's doing. So age is never a number, it's health. So age is only a number, it's all about the health, right? So I said, look, I'm going to fix it. I said, I'm going to make my biggest failure, which is my health, into my biggest success. And that's when I started on that journey. Everything which I did wrong, I reflected on it, I noted it down what I was doing wrong. And then I started changing my habits, habit by habit, on a daily basis. I used to measure everything I ate. I would measure every bit of activity I did, and devices allow you to do that today. So that's another big hack, right? Whatever gets managed gets measured, whatever gets measured gets managed. Old saying in GE, old saying by Peter Drucker as well. I managed that on a day in and day out basis. Required a lot of discipline, but I never fell off the wagon. And today I'm standing in front of you at 80 kilos, right? With a body fat rate, remember that, it's not just the weight, but the body fat rate of about 18%, which is the most important thing, right? I don't want to say this, many 25-year-olds won't have that, right? So I actually feel like a 25-year-old, as energetic as you guys feel today. And frankly, the reason I wanted to share this with you is your biggest failure can be your biggest success. And through discipline, through measuring, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, and there is no goal which you can't achieve. So I treat this as my biggest accomplishment because everyone had given up on me on this one, including myself, and I managed to fix it. So remember, never give up on yourself because you can change anything you want to change. So just in parting, my heartiest congratulations to all of you, your parents, your teachers have done a fantastic job to get you here. It is indeed a moment to be extremely proud of. I still remember the time 20 years ago when I graduated. I was really proud of that moment. And here I am. It is a turbulent world out there. Someone mentioned that. I think turbulence on a secular basis is just going up in the world. Look at what's happening. We've been ravaged by a pandemic. We're on the verge of potentially, World War III. There's massive tension amongst great global powers. I think on the political spectrum, the center has collapsed, right? There's a populist backlash everywhere in the world because of growing income inequality, crisis of dignity. People have lost their sense of purpose. The climate is threatened. So, it's terrible. I think the world's really in a bad shape. I think this is really tearing apart the fabric of globalization we've all benefited from since 1980. And I think if I were to, predict, I think the new world order is around the corner. So it is difficult, it is going to be challenging for all of you, but I think it's also going to provide a lot of opportunity for you. Because you have the opportunity of co-creating and participating at the same time a new system in the world, which I think will be more fair, which will be more just, and which will be more sustainable. So all power to you guys as you graduate. All the best once again, and sorry for taking more than my allotted time. All the best.
Will it please the member of the academic committee to approve the award of certificate of the institutes to the candidates who have been eligible to receive them at this convocation? Thank you.
I would now like to request the Chief Guest, Mr. Agarwala, and Dr. Umashankar Venkatesh to come forward to present the certificates to the graduates. VP Singh to present the PGDM 2020-2022 graduates.
Director of PGDM 2022, please present all the candidates who have become eligible for the award of certificate of the institute and who are receiving them in person.
The candidates will individually receive their certificates from the chief guest as I call their names and then return to their seats. I am happy to present Aditya Gandhi and 148 other participants who have been examined and found qualified for the postgraduate diploma in management and request the Great Lakes Institute of Management to confer the certificate on them. Presenting to you Aditya Gandhi. Aditya has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 1. Ayushi Singhal. She has also been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Ahmed Rab. Ahmed has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 4. Akanksha Abbott. Anhita Nautiyal. Anshika Garg. Anshika has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5 and 6. Anushka Kapoor. Divyakshi Gupta. Divyakshi has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 2 and 6. Garima Jaiswal. Garima has been placed in the merit list in terms 2, 4 and 6. Gunjan Ahuja. Gunjan has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 1. Harkirat Kaur. Harkirat has been placed in the merit list in term 2 and 6. Harkiran Chabra. Harkiran has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You got the first prize in summer internship?
Yes.
Hemant Bamola. Hemant received the Best Summer Internship Project Award. Himanshu Berwani. Himanshu has been in the merit list in term 2. Jashish Singh Lamba. He's been also placed in the chairman's merit list in term 2. Juhi Bach. Juhi has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 2. Madhurima Chatterjee. Madhurima has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 5 and 6. Manvi Chopra. Manvi has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Manya Chabra. Minakshi. Nitesh Baheti. Nitesh has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 5 and 6. Paramarth Roy Chaudhary. Paramarth has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Poojan Das. Poojan has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 4 and 6. Ridhima Arora. Ridhima has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 2 and she has also had outstanding contribution to the HR club. Rishika Nagpal. Rose Kaushik. Rose has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 2, 3 and 6 and she's also made outstanding contribution to the cultural club. Rushil Rastogi. Sakshi Bansal. Sakshi has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2, 4, 5 and 6. Soparna Guha. Soparna has been in the chairman's merit list in terms 4 and 6. Sharda Rao. Sharda has been in the chairman's merit list in term 4. Shreya Jain. Shreya has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2, 4, 5 and 6. Shruti Gautam. Shruti has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2, 4 and 5. Shubhanshi Molasaria. Shubhanshi has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 2, 4 and 5. Shubhi Mathur. Shubhi has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Vinuj Arora. Vinuj has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2, 3, 4 and 6, and he has also been the domain topper of marketing. Yash Gupta. He has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 1, 3 and 6. These were the students who have graduated magna cum laude. Now we have students graduating cum laude. Aditi Jayakumar. Aditi Kiran, she has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Aditi Patel. Aman Gandhi. Amritanshu Roy Arora, he has made significant contributions to this sports club. Anamika Malik, she made outstanding contribution to the HR club. Apurva Verma, she has been in the chairman's merit list in term 5 and 6 and has made outstanding contribution to the alumni committee. Atul Kishan, Atul has made outstanding contribution to the placement committee. Gokul Sharma. Gokul has been in the chairman's merit list in term 5 and he made outstanding contribution to the placement committee. Hema Varandani. Hema has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2 and 5. Ishani Mishra. Kritika Soni. Amay Lagu. Madhurika Bhargav. Madhurika has been placed in the chairman's list in the term 5. Manish Soni. Mannat Malhotra. Naman Kaushik. Nikhil Bharadwaj. Nimisha Agarwal. Nimisha has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 6. Nishtha Mehta. Nupur Raje. Nupur has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 6. Paridhi M. Chabra. Paridhi has been in the Chairman's Merit List in term 1. Piyush Sehgal. Pragya Arora. Prerna Bansal. Prerna Babbar. Prerna Bansal. Rishabh Gupta. Ritanshu Singh. Sakshi Raj. Shashwat Karn. Shivangi Rastogi. Srijita Datta. Shreya Grover. Sonam Vyas. Srishti Gupta. Supreet Singh Chabra. Tanu Agarwal. Vaibhav Agrawal. Vaishali Khurana. Vidhi Saxena. Yaman Jain. Yaman has been placed in the merit list term 1.
I forgot my name tab. My name is Achal. Yeah.
Anchal. Abhinandan Jain. Abhishek Pratap Singh. Ajay Yadav. Akshay Kaushal. Anjali Gupta. Anjali Jalan. Anjana Elith. Anjana has made outstanding contribution to the cultural club. Anushka George. Apurv Chaurasia. Arundhati Banerjee. Bhavita Sharma. Bhavita has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Barra Himalesh. Divij Talwar. Harsh Jain. Jacob Angela Ravindra. Koparla Shri Pavaneshwar Verma. Kumar Pranav. Lakshita Lakshmikant Richaria. Manish Batra. Marisha Singhal. Mohammad Ghani Sadiq Ali. Nachiket Kekre. Neha Bende. Neha has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Nikhil Anand. Nipsi Das. Nishita Goyal. Nishkarsh Gulati. Nitish Thirani. Nivesh Gupta. Palak Pathak. Palak has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in Term 5. Pallavi Singh Bundela. Pallavi has made outstanding contribution to the Operations Club. Parul Baba. Payal Surupa. Payal has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in Term 6. Ponaluru Sri Radha Aparna. Aparna has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in Term 6. Prateek Jain. Prateek has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in Term 5. Priyansh Sareen. Raghav Pandey. Rishabh Jain. Rishabh Singh. Rishabh Singla. Ritu Patel. Sanvaya Bhattacharya. Satyam Alavadi. Shivam Khandelwal. Shovan Roy. Sonakshi Srivastava. Sonal Sharma. Sonia Karmakar. Srijan Mehrotra. Shubhadeep Ghosh. Sanchit Mahajan. Srivatsan Vijay Raghavan. Srivatsan has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in Term 2 and 4. Hitesh Kishore. Devesh Purohit. Mrityunjay Suresh. Later. You can go and sit there. All PGDM students, please rise. Awards later.
By the power given to me by Deputy Institute of Management, I hereby confer the PGDM certificate on you, and I charge you that in your life, word and deed, you prove yourself worthy of it.
All PGDM students, please sit.
I would now like to request Dr. VP Singh to join our chief guest to present the certificates to the PGCM batch. May I now request Director PGCM 2021-22 Dr. Umashankar Venkatesh to present the PGCM graduates.
Director PGCM, please present all the candidates who have become eligible for the award certificate of the institute and who are receiving them in person.
PGCM 2021-22. The candidates will individually receive their certificates from the chief guest as I call their names, and then they will return to their seats. I am happy to present Amit Agashe and 134 other participants who have been examined and found qualified for the postgraduate certificate in management, and request the Great Lakes Institute of Management to confer the certificate on them. Students graduating magna cum laude. Amit Agashe. Ankur Sharma. Wait. Anubhuti Srivastav. Anubhuti has been placed in the chairman's merit list terms 1 and 2. Avinash Sahu. Avinash has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 6. Chitwanjeet Kaur. Cornelius Durai C. Cornelius has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2 and 6. Devtanu Goswami. Gagan Mathur. Gagan has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 4, 5 and 6. Gursimran Kaur. Harpreet Kaur. Harpreet has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 5 and 7. Kirthana B. Kirthana has been placed in the chairman's merit list in term 5. Madhumita R. Madhumita is the domain topper in digital strategy. Nupur Tripathi. Nupur has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 2, 3, 5 and 6. Ocean Patrick Simon. Ocean has been placed in the chairman's merit list in terms 5 and 6. P.V. Ramachandran. P.V. Ramachandran has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 2 and 6. Manish Kartik Pawar. Manish has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 4 and 5. Rohit Tomar. Sahil Setia. Sahil has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 7. Sheetal Sharma. Sheetal has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 2, 3 and 6. Shreya Goyal. Shreya has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 4, 6 and 7. Shreya Pandey. Shreya has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 7. Snehashish Paul. Snehashish has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 3. Sujay Saxena. Sujay has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 1. Sumit Kumar Gupta. Surabhi Sahu. Surabhi has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 3 and 5. Swaminathan G. Symphony Satpathy. Symphony is placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 1, 2, 5 and 6. She also is the domain topper in marketing. Vidhi Balwani. Vidhi has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 1, 3 and 4. Students graduating cum laude. Abhisar Srivastava, Chairman's Merit List term 5. Abhishek Kumar Singh. Ayushi Gandhi. Ayushi was placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 6. Apurva Pandey. Apurva has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in terms 5 and 6. C. Bharatwaj. Debjyoti Chatterjee. Harish Kumar. Elisha Rastogi. Kanaparthi Kurma Sai Kushal. Sai was placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 7. Khushbu Tomar. Khushbu made outstanding contribution to the Operations Club. Krishnam Dikshit. Manu Thomas. Navpreet Kaur. Neeru Yadav. Pradeep Kumar R. Pradeep has been placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 4. R. Vignesh. Rahul V. Roshan Kumar Yuva. Sandeep Shoran. Sanmoy Saha. Sanmoy was part of the Best Life Project group. Saurabh Kumar. Saurabh Basu. Shaurya Gupta. Shreya Sharma. Sanyukta Rajkumar Singh. Sridip Ghosh. Srishti. Sumit Sharma. Sumit Ganesh Kumar Tawani. Sumit was placed in the Chairman's Merit List in term 4. Thautam Rajesh. Vaibhav Arora. Vivek Kumar. Vivek Kumar. Vivek made outstanding contribution to the Operations Club. Vivekanand Singh. Y. Sindura. Students graduating: Akash Shrivastava, Abhishek Guha. Abhishek constituted the best life project group. Khushbu Abrol. Ananya Ranganath. Antara Guha. Anurag Das. Anurag was placed in the chairman's merit list in term 7. Ayush Khare. Bhavna Nayak. Chayan Tejankar. Doyle Andley. Doyle was placed in the chairman's merit list in term 4 and she has contributed outstandingly to the placement committee. Himanshu Agarwal. Aniket Santosh Jadhav. Jayakumar R. Karthike Johri. Kuber Deshwal. Kunal Kukreja. Mahima Verma. Manuj. Mayank Sharma. Prithvi Mukherjee. Prashant Bansal. Sanya Arora, right? Sanya Arora. Saravanan GM. Saravanan was placed in the chairman's merit list in term 6. Shyam Lakshmanan R. Priyanka Anand Shetty. Shitanshu Srivastav. Shitanshu was had made outstanding contribution to the placement committee. Shivam Agarwal. Shivam is also part of the Best Life Project group. Shomik Chatterjee. Sonali Sahu. Saurabh Ghosh. Saurabh was placed in the chairman's merit list in term 4. Shri Gauri Jagannath. Stuti Singh. Sumit Kumar. Utkarsh Sharma. Anarto Orghopan. Anarto made outstanding contribution to the culture club. Jatin Magu. Nishad Sharma. Paki Gupta. Sharad Kumar RK. Subhanshu Khandelwal. Subhanshu was placed in the chairman's merit list term 3 and 4. May I ask the PGPM class of 22 to rise?
By the power given to me by Great Lake Institute of Management, I hereby confer the PGPM certificate on you, and I charge you that in your life, by word and deed, you prove yourself worthy of it.
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. V.P. Singh to announce the names of the PGDM prize winners, and may I request our director and chief guest to kindly award medals to the outstanding graduates.
Gold medal for academic excellence and PGDM goes to Harkiran Chhabra. Balachandran Gold Medal for the best outgoing student for PGDM goes to Pujan Das.
May I now request the PGCM Director, Dr. Umashankar Venkatesh, to announce the PGCM prize winners.
The gold medal for academic excellence in the class of PGPM 2022 goes to Ms. Symphony Satpathy. I announce the Dr. Balachandran Gold Medal for Best Outgoing Student in Absentia to Mr. Surya V.
I now request our Director, Dr. Sanyal, to administer the pledge to the graduating batch of PGDM 2020-22 and PGCM batch 2021-22. I request all graduating students to stand up for the pledge.
All the graduates, please stand up and repeat the pledge after me. We, the graduate of Great Lake Institute of Management, Gurgaon, hereby pledge that we shall, in thought, word and deed, be scrupulously honest and strive for excellence in everything we do. Drawing from the vision, courage, and wisdom developed at our institute, we shall uphold our dignity, professional ethics, moral character, and the honor of our institute as we serve our profession, society, and nation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request the Director to sign the register, the official record of the certificates granted.
May I now request the Director to give the memento to the Chief Guest. Thank you, sir. May I now request a director to declare the convocation closed.
I now declare the convocation closed.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Bappaditya to give the vote of thanks.
It's my absolute pleasure and privilege to be standing here, and thanking you everyone. Let me start with our eminent guest in the dais, Mr. Dhruv Agarwala. I thought I would sit down and write notes about what you said, but it was so engrossing I forgot the note to take down the notes. But luckily I remembered three important things which you said, and those are for everyone, okay, from everybody in the dais, everybody in the front rows, all the way up to the back rows. And three important things: no shortcuts, right? So you have done the hard work. Some of you have done for the 1 year, some of you have done for 2 years. Many of us have been doing for years, and we repeat every day that there should not be any shortcuts, because we try, and then what is there is absolutely a great thing to strive for. The second thing which he said was the persistence always pays, and keep that in mind. And the third thing I think was that it's a complete nice takeaway that if you want to change your habit, you don't try to dream big and try to do something overnight. You work on it gradually, step by step. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful work, and I think these are very well put, and we should all remember, and they will be very happy to do that. Thanks to our chairman, Mohan. He also had a very similar viewpoint that he says play the long game, which is essentially means that no shortcuts again. Strive for what you want to do and be there. Thank you, Director, sir, for your speech and for what you managed to do today. It's your spirit and your willingness to go on is something I think everybody in this room will take away, that if we start something, we will finish. Thank you to the program directors, Dr. V.P. Singh, Dr. Venkatesh, to all my faculty colleagues in the dais. This is a day which we all strive for, and we are all happy to actually find this particular day. My special thanks to as we call the supply chain, from the admissions team, from the infrastructure, from the IT, from the program office, and to the CCS. It is because of all of your collective effort we could actually have so many happy faces today. Thank you all the guests for being here. The parents, we thank you. We can't thank you enough for trusting us with these assets, and hopefully we have managed to add some value to it. And last but not the least, the dear students. Some of you joined us for 2 years, some of you for 1 year. We all fought. I'm sure there are certain things which you have learned from us, but as I say this with all honesty, there is a lot we have learned from you also. And can we become a better teacher for the next batch? Depends upon what we have learned, and I'm sure we have learned a lot. So thank you all, and it's a great time to graduate, and hopefully we'll see you as colleagues very soon somewhere. Okay. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request you all to please stand up for the national anthem.
Himalaya, Yamuna, Ganga, Ujjala, Jala.
standing till the procession leaves the hall. After the procession leaves the hall, I request the graduates to follow the ushers who will guide you to the venue for the group photo with the chief guest and the faculty. We invite you all to join us for lunch after that.